Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7. And for today's video, we have some new episode titles to go over. So I'll be going over each of these episode titles and I'll be breaking them all down while sharing you guys some theories to what could potentially be taking place during those episodes. But also, we do have some news about another break appearing for The Flash, which will happen during the back half of the season. And yeah, we'll be talking about that as well. But yeah, speaking of a break, obviously we are in the middle of a break right now in which we will pick up with episode 8 during May the 4th, which is 2 weeks away, and I'm very excited to see what they have for us. Obviously, last episode, that being episode 7, was a heavily Killer Frost centered episode, and obviously by the end of that episode, she turned herself into the CCPD. And yeah, she's arrested. I'm picking up with episode 8. We will still be dealing with Frost's stuff, so we will have Frost being on trial, and we will see whether she will be guilty and be sent to prison, or whether she will be not guilty and walk away and she'll be able to live her life as normal. But also, as we are midway into this graphic novel, we will obviously be picking up with our Force's storyline, so we will be getting more of that storyline. And I'm guessing this will be the episode where we finally get a main villain reveal, in which I am sure the Speed Force will end up being our main villain in some way, whether it's that she wants to absorb all of the forces and take control over them, or just have other plans in general which has links to these forces. But just before we went on break, we did get the episode title revealed for episode 9 as well, which is titled Timeless, which I'm guessing is a reference to the return of the original Harrison Wells, since during episode 3 he was referred to as Timeless Wells. So yeah, it's great to have a Wells return. Obviously it was a no-brainer, we were going to have Harrison Wells return eventually, but this will be the episode where he will finally return. And now we got the episode titles revealed for episodes 10 to 13, which I will be breaking down in just a second, and then later on we will be going over the news about another break appearing during the back half of the season, during the start of the back half of the season, and I'll be telling you guys what the finale date could be for this season if this is the last break we will be getting for the whole season. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. So firstly, going over the episode titles, we have the episode titles for episode 10 to 13. So season 7 episode 10 is titled Family Matters Part 1. Episode 11 is titled Family Matters Part 2. Episode 12 will be titled Goodbye Vibrations. And finally, episode 13 is titled Masquerade. So firstly, breaking down the titles for episodes 10 and 11. So obviously we know that episode 11 is the finale for graphic novel number 3. So this is the episode where we will be wrapping up the Force's storyline. And as you guys can tell, episodes 10 and 11 will be a two-parter episode, in which it's a no-brainer because episode 10 is pretty much the penultimate episode where it will set things up for the finale, just like last season where we had the last temptation of Barry Allen part 1, and that sets up and leads into the climax, and then that obviously goes into part 2 where everything will be resolved, and then we wrap up that storyline. Now when the episode title says Family Matters and I put it into context with what's happening right now, I think it has something to do with Barry and Speed Force Nora. As you guys know, I am predicting that the Speed Force will be our main villain for this season, and I'm guessing that she will have some sort of a plan where she wants to absorb or take control of all of the forces, and this episode is titled Family Matters. So it's either Barry trying to redeem the Speed Force and stop her from her antagonizing plans, or if we put it into the context to the forces, it could be where all of them, so Fore, Dion, and Psyche, have to join forces with Barry and pretty much form this family of the forces, if you will, to defeat the Speed Force. Maybe because she ends up becoming the most powerful force in some way, and obviously she would be the villain from my theory. So it could also be that Barry and the forces join together in order to defeat the Speed Force. Now, through episode 8's synopsis, we do know that Barry will be making a shocking discovery. So this is when we could get the reveal that the Speed Force is actually the main villain of the season. And then episode 9, we would have the original Harrison Wells return, and he could possibly play into all of this in some way as well, judging from the fact that his powers and him being able to travel to different points in time link with the Still Force, and it does have a green color as well, so maybe he does have some links with the Still Force as well. So maybe there's some connection over there. And then in episode 10, we have Barry trying to convince these different forces to join his side, and then maybe something ends up going horribly wrong, and we are then left with this cliffhanger. And maybe it could be that the Speed Force was able to absorb most of their powers, therefore leaving the forces vulnerable. And then with episode 11, we will have Barry joining forces with these forces, and they will unite as this Force family pretty much. And they team up together against this one threat. That could be something that is going on. But yeah, moving on to the next episode title. So episode 12 is titled Goodbye Vibrations. Now this one I find quite interesting, because when I hear this, it takes me into context that this episode has something to do with Cisco. But again, he's no longer Vibe despite his recent change of attire as Mecha Vibe and his gauntlets, which help him basically replicate his Vibe abilities. This episode just makes me believe that it's something related to him, because like Goodbye Vibrations, I don't know, I just feel like it has something to do with Vibe just because the title has a ring to his code name. But it could also be something related to Barry's powers as well, as after all he does have some vibration powers. Maybe he's having issues with his powers due to the fallout of the finale, which is actually episode 11, and this is technically the premiere for graphic novel number 4. So maybe during this episode Barry keeps on vibrating for some reason, and he needs to try and get rid of it. Maybe it has something to do with a new villain who will be appearing during this episode. We are theorizing that Godspeed will be our main villain for this graphic novel, so maybe it is something related to him in some way, where we could get this teaser where the original Godspeed has finally arrived to Central City, and he is there to basically deal with his business against the Flash. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they will bring in Godspeed this early into the season, but I'm not entirely sure. Anything is possible. But lastly, to go over with the episode titles, episode 13 is titled Masquerade, and honestly guys, I have absolutely no idea to what this could be about. It could be in context to a villain who will be appearing, but really guys, I have no idea to what this could be about. If you guys have any ideas, be sure to tell me in the comment section down below, because I am absolutely clueless with this one. I don't think it has something to do with Godspeed, because when I think of Masquerade, I think of those like, you know, mask parties which you would normally go to. But again, in context to the Flash, it probably has something to do with a villain. I just don't think it's Godspeed. I think Godspeed will appear somewhere in like episode 14, maybe during the end of episode 13. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously this could be related to Godspeed as well. I could be totally wrong about that, but honestly guys, I am very clueless towards this title. And finally, we have another break incoming after we finish this break. So the next break we will be getting is during the back half of the season, and it's actually during the start of the back half of the season, and it is during episode 12, which is actually the premiere for graphic novel number 4. So episode 12 will be airing on the 1st of June, in which we will get a 1-week break. So during the 8th of June, there is no Flash episode, but we will pick up with episode 13 during the 15th. So according to my calculations, if everything goes smoothly and we get no breaks, this should leave it so that the finale date for this season will be the 13th of July, and then in October we will be picking up with episode 1 of season 8. So just going over these episode release dates real quick, just to see where we could be at and if I am actually right with the date of the finale. So obviously May the 4th will be the release date of episode 8, and then the week after will be May 11th, picking up with episode 9, and then the week after we will have episode 10 during the 25th, and episode 11 will pick up during the 1st, and then we will be having a week break. So during the 8th of June there will be no episode, so that leaves us with episode 12 picking up during the 15th of June. And then episode 14 will pick up during the 22nd of June. Episode 15 will pick up during the 29th. And then episode 16 will pick up during the 6th of July. Episode 17, which is the penultimate episode of the season, will pick up during the 13th. And obviously episode 17 is also our 150th episode. And then it turns out I was wrong with my calculations, because that would leave us with episode 18 picking up during the 20th of July. So yeah, according to my calculations, and I could be wrong about this, be sure to double check it if you guys want to. According to my calculations, episode 18 will pick up during the 20th. If there are no breaks in between after the next break, which we will be getting. I don't know if we'll be getting another break, but I guess we will have to wait and see. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below if you guys have any other theories about the episode titles, and be sure to tell me if I have miscalculated anything for my episode release dates. I'm pretty sure I have them in order right now, but I could be wrong at the end of the day. I am very bad with these calculations, so if I have missed anything, be sure to tell me. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.